a good time to be a Godzilla fan. Michael Dougherty's Godzilla King of the Monsters was just released over the weekend, and Neca, just in time for the movie, gives us this bad boy. Neca's latest Godzilla figure, 6 inches from head to foot, 12 inches from head to tail. Let's check them out. Alright, so let's check out the box. Neca put this brand new Godzilla in an Ultimate style box. Not a big fan of the clamshells. I don't think anybody is. You can see the man himself right here on the front of the box. Yo, what's up? You have the Godzilla King of the Monsters logo. And up in the right hand corner you'll see the Monsterverse logo. Flip it to the side here, we have some wordage. And what I'll do is I'll do a close-up of that and pop it on the screen right now. So if you guys want to read that, pause the video. And here on the side of the box, like I already mentioned, measures 12 inches from head to tail. Hinged jaw. That's kind of weird that they just singled that part out, but he does have 25 points of articulation, including that hinged jaw. And then we spin to the back over here and we have an amazing photo of Godzilla. And then the other releases that are upcoming, and I have all 3 of these coming: Rodan, Mothra, and another version of Godzilla. And that one actually looks really, really cool. I'm excited for that one to come. Then on the bottom here we have Legendary, the company that released the new movie. And then we have Toho, the company that brought us all the original Godzillas. And then when we spin it forward, open the Ultimate style flap. Once again, pretty cool picture of Godzilla. And then there he is, all nice and snug in the box. But he's about to come out. Oh yeah, he's about to come out. Alright, so here we have Godzilla out of the box. I had to do a little bit of reconstructive surgery on this guy because the tail here comes in 2 pieces. And it gives you instructions on how to put it back together. It says dip it in warm water, just hit it with a hairdryer. It's just a ball peg, sticks it back together in there, and without that you're gonna have a heck of a time. So first of all, here's the backdrop that comes with the figure. Pretty darn cool. And I'm gonna zoom in because this guy is only 6 inches, so I'm gonna try to get in a little bit. Oops. I'm sure most of you have the 2014 Neca release from the 2014 movie. He's more black. This one has a really nice color to him. As you guys can see, he's more of a grayish green color. And all through him has this nice kind of wash through it. You can kind of see it here. It's not picking up too well on the camera. But it looks like he has this real nice wash over the top of him. It's actually very, very subtle. You can kind of see it in these dorsal plates here. You can see the different shading color. That's actually very, very nice. And I'm going to get to these dorsal plates a little bit later on because you can tell they are absolutely fantastic. So the first thing I should point out is just the amazing level of detail all through this guy. And if you can kind of get in a little bit closer on his face here, you can see the amazing sculpt that Neca did with this Godzilla. This is amazing. Look at that. His underbelly here. That is fantastic. And as I continue all the way down, let me look at these scales. They are just fantastic. Oh, focus, there we go. As you go down to his feet. So that's one of the main differences I like from this Godzilla from the 2014 Godzilla, is I wasn't too big of a fan of the sculpt. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from the 2014 version, but comparing it to the sculpt and the detail on this brand new 2019 figure, it absolutely blows it out of the water, in my opinion. Now this guy doesn't come with any accessories, so what we gotta do is first look at the detail, and then second, I'm gonna go over the articulation of this guy. And we start right here with the jaw. As you can see, and they wanted you to make sure you knew that it did have a hinged jaw. They weren't lying. Okay, so the jaw is very much hinged, and there you go. And the side profile is pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of how he looks straight on. He's pretty cool, but I don't know. I'm looking at the eyes there. And the eyes, they're kind of wonkily, if that's a word, wonkily painted. Well, if it's not a word, I'm just making it up. Wonkily. articulation in his jaw. We do have some movement from left to right in his head, and we can spin his head all the way around. There's also some articulation right here behind his first head articulation right here. I don't know, it's like right above his shoulders, but you can see this one dorsal plate is kind of holding it from just freely moving. So if I kind of get around, there you go, if you kind of get around that piece, and then you can get some pretty nice movement out of Godzilla. And it's that piece right there. That's what I'm talking about right there. Go down to his shoulders. So we do have some motion in his shoulders, up and down, and we do have some motion. We can't put his arms straight out from the shoulders, but that's about as far as I can get him right there. Single hinge in the elbow on both sides. And then we go down to his wrist, and we do have a hinge, and they do swivel all the way around. Whee! All right, so lower waist articulation. We do have a spot right here that we can get some motion like that. And then we can spin around this way, and it looks like we can spin this guy all the way around. All right, down to his legs. So we do have some action right here, and looks like we can spin his legs all the way around. You would never do that because he looks funny as hell if you did do it like that. But just to show you the range of motion that Godzilla has, you could do that. Then single hinge in his knees here. And I'm not getting too great of motion out of this. I mean, you can straighten it up to that point, and then that's about as far as I can bend it right there. So almost right where he's at right now. It's almost perfect for standing him up. And then we go down to his foot. We can spin his foot all the way around. We do have a hinge motion up and down, and then we do have a nice rocker in there. There we go. Now as we go to his tail, like I said before, we had to attach his tail, but you can see the articulation point. We do have some movement right here, some movement, not a lot. I mean, you can see I can just barely move it at that point. And then another one right here, and that's where I can start actually spinning it all the way around. And then let's keep going down. There's one there. Another one right there. That's the attachment point. Another one there. There. And then another one. It's almost like every two. That one's kind of stiff. Another one there. And then right there at the edge of his tail, which looks freaking great. Look at the detail on his tail. I mean, they really outdid themselves with the sculpt on this guy. Check it out. I mean, really, guys, it looks fantastic. All right, so let's talk about my favorite part of this Godzilla, and that are these dorsal plates here. And I showed you in the beginning the detail, but check it out. I mean, they really outdid themselves with these dorsal plates here. Just the sculpt, the subtle color, the detail, how it brings out the nice waves and the grooves on this thing is fantastic, guys. But you can see right here, and then right here on the outside, that's actually part of the sculpt. And then the middle plates are kind of just snapped in, and that's kind of true for this piece and this bottom piece here by the legs. It looks like these are just a separate molded piece that they stuck in, and then this part they actually just stuck into. Just the little intricate details that you kind of notice how much thought went into making this character is actually very, very cool. And then as we go to my least favorite part of the character, and that's not really saying a lot because I actually like a lot about this character, but if I had a negative, it would be, let me zoom in here, ooh, focus, would be the eyes on this thing. They kind of look weird, especially straight on. I'm not sure if my camera is gonna focus. There we go. It doesn't look terrible, but if I had a least favorite part of this character is the straight on, almost selfie look of this. But it's not terrible, it's not a deal breaker by any means. And then if you see right here, looks like he's missing a few teeth right there, doesn't it? Yeah. And we can see in this angle, and get right up in his mouth there. There we go. That's a pretty nice detail right there. You can actually still see his tongue. And then Man, I can't get this. It's really shallow depth of field. There you go. But it's not terrible, like I said. But this character is so good. I gotta try to find something that might be a negative. It's those teeth and those eyes. So as we're talking about the paint job, I wanted to point out his claws here on his hands. They're painted a different shade of green, if you can see that right there. And then the same color are gonna be on his claws on his feet. And focus right there. You can kind of see the different shade of green on his feet there. But other than that, it's mainly a gray, I don't know, kind of like a grayish green olive color all through this character with some tannish light green highlights all through his dorsal plates here. Different colors on his claws. Of course, the pink in his mouth and his tongue there. I mean, my teeth, they're not exactly white. They're more of like a grayish color, almost like a faded white. Now the 2014 version did have a bendy wire in his tail. This one does not have that. You get a pretty nice free range. Oh, it came, it's like I didn't have this on all the way. There. Fits right back in there. All right, so like I was saying, the 2014 version had a bendy wire. This one you have pretty free range of motion with just these little segments that kind of move and stays where you want to. I mean, I don't think you actually need the bendy tail. This one does a pretty good job of just staying wherever you want to put it anyways. So I kind of like this version better. And he's super easy to stand up. I mean, he does have some peg holes on the bottom of his feet. You don't need a stand for this guy. You just put him anywhere you want to, pose his arms, fix his tail, and he's good to go. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for this video. What do you guys think of Neca's latest Godzilla figure? I think he's fantastic. He's not the worst Godzilla that's ever been made. But is he the best? I don't think he's the best either. I think they could have done a little bit better job on the paint job in the mouth and the eyes. When it comes to the dorsal plates, I think this is maybe the best work I've seen Neca do on any Godzilla figure. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please give me that thumbs up. Please subscribe. And go! You get a pretty nice free range. Oh, it came,